The United States Congress authorized the construction of Texas, the second Navy ship to be named after that state, on the 24th of June 1910. Texas's main battery consisted of 10 14-inch 45 caliber Mark I guns, which could fire 1,400 lb armor-piercing shells to a range of 13 miles. Her secondary battery consisted of 21 5-inch 51 caliber guns. She also mounted 4 21-inch torpedo tubes for the Bliss-Leavitt Mark 8 torpedo, one each on the port side bow and stern and starboard bow and stern. During World War I, she served as an escort for Allied convoys across the Atlantic. When the United States entered World War II, Texas was again assigned to escort Allied convoys across the Atlantic and engaged in coastal bombardment to repel Axis forces during the North African and Normandy landings. After World War II, in 1947, the Texas legislature created the Battleship Texas Commission to hold Texas. The commission's first task was to tow Texas from Baltimore to San Jacinto for $225,000. Towing operations for Texas commenced on the 17th of March 1948, and on the 20th of April Texas arrived at her planned mooring near the San Jacinto Memorial in San Jacinto State Park. She was decommissioned from Texas on April 21, 1948, and she was discharged on April 30, 1948. April 21 was a memorable date when the Battle of San Jacinto was fought in 1836 and the course of the Texas Revolutionary War was decided. She became America's first permanent memorial ship, Texas. Prior to that, her battleship Oregon was on display as a memorial ship in Portland, Oregon from 1925 to 41, but she was scrapped in 1956. However, the proceeds from the battleship Texas, which became her memorial ship, were not used for the repair of Texas. Tanks were flooded. By 1968, her wooden decks were rotting and rainwater began to seep through the decks and into her compartments. The Battleship Texas Commission, which was in charge of Texas at the time, decided that it would be too costly to repair the wooden deck, so they removed her wooden deck and poured and hardened concrete instead. However, the concrete cracked and the rain did not stop. Newspapers reported that Texas was being destroyed by her neglect of control and inadequate funding. In 1971, 3 local charities, the Brown Foundation, the Moody Foundation, and the Houston Foundation, donated $50,000 to fund the rust removal and repainting of the hull. In 1975, Texas was designated a National Historic Landmark by the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. In 1983, the Texas legislature decided to transfer control of Battleship Texas to her Texas Parks and Wildlife Department due to the mismanagement of the Battleship Texas Commission. On the 31st of August 1983, the Texas Battleship Commission was dissolved, and TPWD took over control of the ship the next day. TPWD first employed naval experts to conduct a survey of Texas degradation. As a result, the airtightness and waterproofness of the hull were greatly impaired, and many flooded compartments, holes in bulkheads, and compartments where rainwater had accumulated were discovered. Repairs required Texas to be docked at a shipyard for hull and leak repairs. The repair plan also included consideration to protect the delicate interior of the hull. Over the course of 5 years, fundraising raised $15 million for repairs. Texas is preserved at the San Jacinto Museum of History, in the suburbs of Houston, Texas. She is moored in the depths of Galveston Bay facing the Gulf of Mexico, near the mouth of the Buffalo River. There is San Jacinto Monument near. It reopened to the public on September 8, 1990. The Texas main engine is a National Historic Industrial Product. Texas is the only one of the 8 U.S. battleships to be displayed as a memorial that has served in 2 world wars.